Okay, hey gun people, here we go, part, I think 4, maybe it's 5. Super Special Agent Hamilton selected 2 kits of 10 round. Okay, during the checkout process, Hamilton provided an undercover name, address, telephone number, email. Polymer 80 did not request or require ID or driver's license or other identification. I know based on my training experience is required in order to conduct a national instant criminal background check and the NICS background check to allow the FFL to legally sell and transfer a firearm. Yeah. I really want to get to the meat and potatoes, but maybe this is just, he just repeated this shit for 116 pages. However, Hamilton also checked the box agreeing to terms and conditions, which included a series of the Ninth Circuit has since invalidated California's ban on high-capacity mags. What? The Ninth Circuit has since invalidated California's ban on high-capacity... Oh, I didn't even know that case. Shit. I got to look that case up. Okay, so I had to look up that case real quick. Basically, the court ruled for the Second Amendment. Good for them, man. You don't get very good rulings out of the Ninth Circus, and they did a pretty good job here. Law-abiding citizens trapped in high-crime areas, a.k.a. liberal-run counties. Communities that distrust and depend less on law enforcement, a.k.a. liberal left-wing communities. Many more who rely on their firearms to protect themselves and family. California's almost blanket ban on LCM's large-capacity magazines goes too far and substantially burden the people's right to self-defense. We affirm the district court summary judgment and hold that California Penal Code Section 32310 ban on large capacity mags runs afoul of the Second Amendment. Cool. Thanks, Mr. Special Super Secret Agent Lawyer who notified me of that. Now, why do you think that agent put that in there? Do you think he agrees with this, or do you think that he put it in there because this thing is signed on a perjury, and if he knew this and didn't tell the judge, even though he tried to hide it in a footnote, that he didn't tell the judge that I'm trying to charge this guy with a crime and saying he's this big bad mean criminal, but just in case you're wondering, the circus repealed that case and it's no longer valid. So, you know, it's kind of like, hey, this guy back during Prohibition had a steal, and he's a mean guy, and because of him, we've tracked a lot of alcohol that was drank, and a lot of people drove drunk drinking his alcohol. And back when Prohibition was in effect, he had a steal, and we want to charge him and put him in prison and you go search his house. And yeah, that's what we need to do because we're the federal government. But by the way, Prohibition's kind of been over, but we still want to go after this guy. That's kind of why he put it in there. All right, let's see. Statements for the determine the purchase ability. I am not under. Okay, that's all the standard lines under the 4473 that he put in there. I am not a prohibited possessioner. Unlike the ATF form 73. Oh, wait a minute. Unlike, I thought that was. Statements similar to those on the ATF form used to determine a purchase eligibility to acquire a firearm. Oh, so basically they retyped, it sounds like, this wording, and it's different. Well, how is it different? Oh. Polymer website does not require an attestation. Is that like an affirm? I'm affirming that it's true? What? I got to look up another damn word in a search warrant? Okay, this word?
Attestation.
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 Attestation. Okay, that means evidence or proof of something. Their vocabulary is no assertion to value as a parent. What? A declaration that something exists or is the case. The action of being a witness to a formally certifying something. That's probably the definitions he's using as.
Attestation.
Jesus, I got that word. What's the other word?
Colloquially.
Attestation.
Okay, this is Sesame Street Vocabulary 101 for search warrants. So he's basically saying that their form doesn't require him to say it's under penalty of perjury. Big freaking deal. You know why? Because then the ATF and the federal government can charge you because you gave false information under perjury. But, I mean, look, if you're the ATF and you're issuing an agency a federal firearms license and they didn't put that statement, why can't you as the government, the watchdog over people's safety, in order to keep people safe, in order to keep this business safe, why can't you tell them and show me documentation as a member of the jury that you told them, hey, you really need to put some sort of signed under perjury statement at the end of this in order to comply with our standards because you're operating under our license, have it as a federal firearms license. Why couldn't they do that? Well, because then they couldn't do this secret squirrel undercover computer and phone calls and charge this guy and waste all these juries and courts' time so we can try to put this guy in prison because we didn't want to tell him that he wasn't doing it right. We'd just rather collect evidence and put undercover so we can put him in prison. I mean, it's just outrageous. I do not have suicidal thought, blah, blah. After acknowledging by checking the box on the Polymer 80, Special Super Secret Agent Hamilton placed the order for 2 kits, costing $1,300 of taxpayer money, $598 plus tax. Oh, I wonder who gets the tax. I wonder if the government gives back that tax because the government paid for it with tax dollars, and now they're taxing the tax dollars that we're buying this with? Man, that's a conundrum. Polymer 80 did not verify any specific identifier. Okay, great. They didn't do that. On the same date, Special Super Secret Agent Hamilton received an email titled Transaction Receipt 399. No reply email authorized.net. Merchant contact information. Polymer 18. Wow, that's really good. On or about April 10th, Special Super Secret Agent Hamilton, again, acting as an undercover capacity on his undercover computer using undercover internet, sent an email, undercover email to support about requesting an update on his shipment or when it could be expected. The same day, Special Super Secret Agent Hamilton received an email from support at Polymer stating, I am going to see if I can't. Polymer 80's notes on his website, in addition to payment of credit card, it accepts payments by money order, cashier's check, personal check, or company check. Based on my training experience, some of these forms of payment could allow for a taxpayer to pay either anonymously or by false fictitious name. Well, so what? Do you have an instant that you can prove in court? I don't really care what you think. Now, in a warrant, it's my job to give the opinion on why I think a crime's been committed. But I don't know why he's putting all these little footnotes down here. Maybe because he's a freaking lawyer and he thinks that's kind of lawyer lingo cool. I'll try and get these out in the next few days. We had a very limited crew and trying to get stuff handled. Watch your email for tracking. The email was signed Al M., Director of Customer Support. Later that day, Special Super Secret Agent Hamilton received an email from sales. The email indicated that the purchase items had shipped. So not only did they order it undercover, but they called and put pressure on him as a customer, getting him to email it fast. On or about 28th, ATFs obtained items from the UC location in Los Angeles County. UC location is going to be the undercover location, which means a post office box probably, or an address that is owned by ATF that they use as an undercover. They can use it for a safe house. I mean, that's your tax dollars paying rent for a nice house in a neighborhood that they just get mail at for shit like this, or that they use for a safe house. But anyway, in Los Angeles, Special Super Secret Agent Hamilton then transported the items to the ATF field office. The package shipped, labeled, showing subject premises at the address, Polymer 134 Lakes Boulevard. Okay. Later that day, Special Super Secret Hamilton opened the package. Wow. In my presence. Woo! There was 2 of us. Wow, look at the cool shit we ordered. And it was on the taxpayer money. Cool. And we're going to get to put this guy in prison. And you know what? I think his FFL license is up for renewal. Let's make sure he pays his fees for his license before we arrest him so we can get that money. The package contained Polymer invoice molded to the 2 top covers, 1 pistol case labeled Polymer 18 company. Okay, great. We know what it... The magazine included had a 15-round capacity. Ooh, rather than a 10. Ooh. Well, as a super special secret agent customer, why wouldn't you notify them that you sent a 10 and you weren't allowed to have a 15? I mean, that's the purpose of a 15-round mag ban, right? Is so people won't own them. So why are you as a government, when you get one accidentally, why don't you send it back and get a 10? Because you're freaking undercover, unethical, lower than well-shipped federal pieces of shit. I understand BBS is the abbreviation for build by shoot. Okay, so here's the pictures of all the stuff they sent. That must be a little jig. I don't think I've ever seen one of the jigs that they hand out. So you basically put your frame in there and then it gives you the drill holes on where you need to do it, and it tells you where your little things need to go. The other pistol was labeled polymer, blah, blah, blah. Yep, there we go. And there's the little jig for that one. That's why it costs so much for these, because they have to send all the stuff to kind of make it idiot-proof so you don't end up making it bad and blow yourself up. Special Super Secret Special Agent, who was also at the ATF Firearms Ammunition Interstate Nexus expert, wow, built a complete handgun and components contained with the buy-build kit that he purchased in an undercover capacity. The build, which began at approximately 11:10 a.m., occurred at ATF Los Angeles Field Headquarters in California, and it took Special Super Secret Special Agent Builder Hamilton less than 19 minutes to mill the frame blank, including his inspection, narration, and transitions between his work areas. The tools Hamilton used to complete the process included a power drill. Ooh, they give you guys power drills? Wow. With 2 drill bits provided by Polymer 80. Wow. A Dremel rotary tool with 3 different wheels and bits, and a hobby knife, and a utility knife, and sandpaper, and needle nose pliers. You know what? I was thinking of getting one of these 80s, but I thought it would be kind of difficult. If Special Super Secret Special Agent Hamilton can do it in 19 minutes, and he just told me all the tools I need, this is like an education manual on how to fix your Polymer 80 80% lower. I might have to go buy a lower and make my own gun now. During assembly, Special Super Secret encountered issues beyond those normally expected for fitting new parts in a firearm. Instructions provided stated that after the milling was complete, the build process seemed to be almost where people get in trouble, particularly during the assembly and cleaning. Fitting over the course of the next 2 hours, Hamilton troubleshot. So actually, he may have built it in 21 minutes, but it didn't freaking work because he's an idiot. So it took him 2 hours after he built it to figure out how it worked. But they wanted to make sure everybody know that it only took us, for you stupid jurors sitting on here that's going to hear this case, it only took him 19 minutes to build this. 19 minutes, and he had an operating gun, because Polymer 80 is the root of all evil, and they caused all this crime because they're out there paying us for an FFL license to watch their back and to perform undercover operations on them, to waste your time as a juror. And this is just a BS case. Over the course of the next 2 hours, Hamilton troubleshot the problem. He viewed the YouTube video PF9480 with a trigger posted by user. Oh, shit. Now, this poor dude who just tried to freaking help somebody is now in a search warrant. He'll probably be next. How did you make that video? Why'd you make that video? You know that you're helping? You know what? I think you ought to do a search warrant on this guy, Super Secret Special Agent Hamilton. You should write a search warrant on this YouTube user because he posted a video that helped somebody get an 80 trigger, and now that's going to be used in a crime, and over 50% of the crime was committed by one of these receivers, so probably 50% of those people used this guy's video to do it, so he's guilty too. Let's arrest everybody. Just show me the pesky citizen and I'll show you the crime. Your federal government is out there to help you. The presenter of the video stated in contact with Polymer 80 regarding the inability of his trigger to reset. According to the video, told him this was an issue with the rails, blah, blah, blah. Advised him, great. Based on the video, Hamilton was able to fix the issue. Yep. Hamilton then completed the firearm, successfully test-fired it using 9mm ammo. What ammo did you use? Because those people allowed their ammo to be in a gun that you built illegally, that you weren't supposed to have, with a 15-round magazine that you weren't supposed to have. We need to go after this 9mm caliber ammunition company because they are responsible for all the crime that's being used, this gun. That's what your federal government does for a living, people. All right. Had the projectile propel removed, Hamilton ceased the assembly process. 243, Hamilton determined that the purchase of Polymer 80 build kit is a firearm. So he determined that it was a firearm. Has in the term as defined 18, a weapon designed that it may be readily be converted to expel a projectile by action of explosives. So what they're basically trying to say, because they can't get guns any other way, there's only 30,000 gun laws on the books, but they still can't get enough of the guns. So now they're saying that because I can make this weapon functional in 2 hours, that's the definition of may readily be converted to. 2 hours is the new definition, or 2.5 hours by Super Special Secret Agent Idiot, who took him 2.5 hours, somebody else could probably do in 10 minutes, may readily be converted is now the new law. According to this search warrant, that's what they're trying to sell to you idiots on the jury who's going to buy this. If I was a defense attorney, I'd pay this video to the freaking jury. In addition, Special Super Secret Agent Allen determined that the purchase of Polymer 18 build kit is also a handgun, has a term defined in 18 U.S. Code. ATF Chief Counsel also determined, wow, isn't it funny how everybody that gets paid by the ATF that has a job, that needs to justify their job, has the same opinion? Man, that's shocking. Who could predict that shit? That's like a miracle. To get all the people in government to agree on something. That's amazing. Bet you if you asked them to do something, there'd be 1,000 reasons why they couldn't, but they can agree on that. 921 parts of a firearm. Nice little gold receiver. That's a nice looking gun. Hey, Special Super Secret Agent Hamilton, can I buy your gun since you're done with it after you put this guy in prison? Oh, no, I get to take that home. That's my gun now. I bought for it. But you use taxpayer money. Yeah, but I was undercover, so I'm going to keep it as an undercover capacity. Oh, okay, I got it. Subject, let's see, Hamilton. I presented the ATF confidential informant who has experience in automotive mechanic and who has previous experience with firearms with the Polymer 80 build kit. According to the CI, who is a convicted felon. Well, that makes him a very good confidential informant. If he's a convicted felon, he obviously knows how to break the law. So if he's helping the federal government and ATF, that's good that he's got experience in breaking the freaking law, because that's all you federal flunkies do. I'm sorry, I digress. The CI never assembled a pistol. I directed the CI. Did you direct him or order him? Was he under duress when he did this? Was this a condition of his parole? Did you cut some backdoor deal to tell him if he did it under a certain time? I'd like to see if all of that was recorded. The CI to attempt and assemble complete components of the Polymer 80 build kit. Prior to initiating the build, the CI viewed the public available YouTube video. Why ain't you going after YouTube for having a video? You give them protection so they can't be sued, so they can put up and take down any video where somebody says pro-Trump shit, or if you talk about antivirus shit, they take down your video. But suddenly, they're making videos that you guys are trying to put somebody in prison with, and you don't go after YouTube. They got money. Why aren't you arresting them? Why aren't you searching them? Why aren't they responsible for people getting shot? No, 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 no. Only the legal business owner who by the law and applied for an FFL license and paid his fees, only he's responsible. Not the ammunition, not the ATF who didn't tell him he was wrong, not YouTube, nobody else, only the pesky guy that's trying to get guns and sell guns and make a living and pay taxes. Let's see. The bill protests ATF controlled location within Los Angeles. Well, it ain't too much controlled if the prior convicted felon knows the location. Special Agent Animal watched the entire project, which were recorded. The CI used his or so the recording will be probably showed in court. Clamp, power drill, nippers. What's a nipper? Is that an official name for a tool? Dremel tool, file. What kind of file? Like a file for the convicted felon that you're using, or like a file for filing down nails? What? Wire cutters, needle nose pliers, hammer, and a punch tool. A punch tool like my fist? ATF, I mean, you can get into all these other special words to put your shit out, but you can't define what a punch tool is? How do I know what a punch tool is? Why are you assuming I know what a punch tool is? ATF agents did not provide guidance. What tools and techniques to use? Sure you didn't. The CA began to assemble at 2:41 and successfully completed the build and functioning handgun by approximately 20. Well, of course, they didn't say that they provided him with all the freaking tools. They were in a controlled location. The guy wasn't at home. I mean, did the ATF provide him with the drill bit and the drill and the power? Who used the electricity to build this unlawful gun that you're trying to do this? The electricity probably came through ATF paying for it. Why isn't ATF responsible? No, Rick. Only the guy who bought and paid his license through the ATF is responsible. Okay, I got it. The total time to mill process assembling components was approximately 21 minutes. Wow, that guy's fast. Let's put the convicted felon on the stand. Show him how fast he is, how he learned how to assemble firearms in prison. Special Secret Service Special Agent Hamilton inspected the firearm and saw the CI did not install the trigger lever within the trigger shoe. The trigger safety lever is not critical to the function. Oh, it isn't? And it's simply a safety. Oh, so he's talking about the front part of the trigger for the safety. Special Agent Hampton also saw that the side lock spring was installed and incorrect. It sounds like he put it together incorrectly, just like Special Super Secret Agent Hamilton did, and it took him 2 hours to fix. It sounds like you had to refix his shit. No, Rick. It can be readily installed. It's against the law. We need to get all these gun people and guns, because only government should have guns, because we're here to protect you and for your safety. Insufficient pressure to slide. Okay, the process took approximately 1 minute to fix his errors. Special aim test fired around. Yeah. The firearm is pictured below. Yeah. So this is a convicted felon in possession of a gun, which is against the law, by the way. But Rick, the ATF allowed him to do it. Oh, I didn't know the ATF could violate federal law. I didn't know the ATF could give a convicted felon a firearm and say it's okay. I thought the legislator says convicted firearms couldn't have guns. If I was a defense attorney, I would be bringing up that the federal agents are arming a convicted felon with a firearm. And now they're trying to charge my client, who was an authorized FFL dealer with a license issued from ATF, and they want to put him in prison. But when they give a convicted felon a complete firearm, suddenly it's okay. They can ignore the law. But it was under controlled circumstances, and they were there to make sure it was safe, and he never had any full control. Yeah, whatever. Freaking double standard bullshit. Special Secret Service Special Agents had too much purchase by my bill kit firearm term. Yeah. Followed in a term. Yeah, you guys did a great job. You spent thousands of man hours and monies and warrants to get this guy. Man, that's great. You're keeping the public safe now. Yeah, that's it. Shipped by bill kits. Stamps.com, authorized.net, records show polymerated shipped. Okay, so yeah, we know they shipped it. Response to subpoena. Okay, they subpoenaed something here. On June 17th, in response to subpoena, I received a record from company authorized.net, a credit processor that listed their business with the prison, 134 Lake. The record showed Borges' name and the owner of the email address at sales. The authorized net records indicated, guess what? Do you think they just asked for the records of what their name was, or did they ask for all records? So now they have everyone that bought it. My guess is they asked for all records. So in my opinion, they just unlawfully seized a bunch of legal gun owners that didn't do anything wrong, and they got their information, and now they did a gun registration basically, and they know everybody that bought an 80s receiver, which is not regulated by the ATF, which is not registered with the ATF, and now they have everyone's name under the ruse of going after this guy. Maybe that's what they really wanted. Rick, those are federal agents. They would never do anything underhanded or sneaky or would lie or avert the law, like give a convicted felon a firearm. Come on, Rick. Okay, I guess I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Someone submitted payments, duplicates viewing the data. On 15, in response to a subpoena, I received records from Stamps.com. ShipStation. ShipStation is shipping software customers. The records indicated similar to those received from Stamps.com. I'm not sure how this applied. I'm trying to go through this, man. It's 116 pages. I'm on 38. There's 119 pages. 50,000 of these shipments were sent to customers. Oh, so now they know the customers and where they were shipped. Wow. Polymerated shipped about 9,400 items to customers in California. Sounds like they had a good business model. They were doing good business until you guys wanted to go after them because you didn't want to tell them, hey, you're making an error here. Add this. Hey, you can't do this. Stop this. See, if you're going to try and get a case past me as a juror, when you know there's a crime and you don't do nothing, and then 6 months later you want to charge this guy with 14 other crimes, when had you prevented the first crime and done your fucking job, then he wouldn't have created those other crimes, or you can't prove he would have. I'm not voting guilty for shit. I'm voting guilty that the federal government agents are freaking lying pieces of shit, and I'm voting not guilty. That's my opinion. Ship.records, let's see, buy build kits. In my review of the records, I have identified several instances where problematic firearm components appear to have been transferred outside the United States. Oh my God. Horrible. It's horrible. We do business with China and Russia all the time. Oh my God, but it's only bad if you use guns. Was it the federal government, ATF and FBI? Didn't they allow people to buy guns under Obama administration and take them across Mexico? And those guns were used to kill another federal agent, and nobody was charged. It was all okay. It was all okay to give people that we knew wasn't supposed to have guns, sell multiple guns and let them take them across the border to kill other people, and that's okay. But this problem R80, boy, he's responsible for some stuff, and we're going to get this business owner because we gave him a license, and we didn't tell him he was doing nothing wrong. We just did a bunch of undercover shit. Man, this warrant stinks more and more the more I read it. Provides that president shall designate the articles. We're getting into president designated articles now? Man, you're really reaching to get this guy. Based on my training experience, you're a freaking... I know that until March 9th, articles of the U.S. munitions list included articles, particularly, God, evidently there's some other of the 30,000 gun laws that says such forgings, castings, extrusions, and machine bodies which have reached a stage in manufacture where they clearly identifiable has defense articles is the end-terminal article of U.S. munitions list, including components, accessories, attachments, and parts has defined in 121.8, then the particular forging, casting, and extrusion of the body is considered a defense article subject to the controls of this subchapter, except for such items that are normally commercial use. What the... Hey, look, people, we only got 30,000 gun laws. We need more to keep you safe. We need more government to keep you safe. As a result of my training experience, I'm a freaking idiot, and I know that international firearm traffickers have utilized the internet to facilitate communication, coordination, and purchase of illegal traffic, weapons, and weapon parts. Wow, based on my review of the record, stamps.com, authorized I met in my own internet research. Wow, he used the internet. I learned the following, which leads me to, after March 9, 2020, all parts and items for semi-automatic firearms were removed from the law. So again, we write it in the meat of the warrant as if this guy is clearly violated and he's just a criminal. And then we put a little subnote down here. Oops, on March 9, 2020, all parts on this items and was removed. So it's no longer a crime. But when we were working our 10-month investigation, while we were allowing this guy to operate under our federal firearm license that he paid for, while we were doing all this, that's when now it doesn't matter. Hang on, I got to get this phone. Okay, back. Based on my review of the records, blah, 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 which leads me to believe that polymer 18 firearm parts are being shipped. Does it lead you to believe or do you know? Well, it leads me to believe. So that's enough because I'm the federal government and whatever I believe and whatever I can get my other agents, special, super secret special agents to agree and whatever I can get the chief counsel of the ATF to agree. If we all agree, then you should go to prison. I mean, that's the law, right? I mean, that's America. According to stamps authorized by 5 pistol frame kits in addition to firearms accessories. Through a query of Google website, I learned that Hattsville address is associated with an international carrier which transports between the United States and Guatemala. Oh my God! We're letting these people come across the border and we can't ask them for ID, but we aren't going to let them get one of our 80% uppers or lowers. My God, not us. We're America. Federal government. We're going to keep people safe. Good grief. Another address, hotline, whatever. All right, so evidently they got a couple places where overseas they're saying he got it. I have not identified TM telephone number, Vancouver, British Columbia, area code 604. Maybe if you're watching, dude, they're trying to identify you. Can you give them a call and let them know that the mail was lost and you never received it, but you didn't report it? Anyway, let's see. Additionally, based on my review of the recently filed criminal complaint, I understand that 4 individuals have been charged in the United States District Court of Central District, California, which are allegedly selling ghost guns without a license and are allegedly to have also shipped, export, controlled firearms to parts of Lebanon. Oh, my goodness. They're just getting all over the world. Man, these pesky gun people making a living, opening a business and selling things. Gosh, too bad they can't crack down on voter fraud this well. Too bad they can't crack down on enforcing the border this well. No. Too bad they can't crack down on a failed school system that they've taken over, educating our kids on 14 bathrooms, but they can't freaking spell if. Yeah, oh, great. Good job, federal government. Man, if we just had more, I feel so safe. Over $20,000 in purchases February. Based on my review of these records, I also identified customers and shipping recipients prohibited from business. Oh, my goodness. An individual with initials JS. JS, you big dummy. At the address of Salinas, California, was listed as a recipient of 2 buy-build kits. I queried the address. Wow. man, you really done a lot of work here. Associated with a purchase. According to JS is associated with this address. According to JS criminal history records, on or about 24/2005, JS received a felony conviction out of Santa Clara County Superior Court for assault with a deadly weapon, not a firearm. Means he hit somebody. In violation of California Penal Code, Section 245A. 245 is assault with a weapon. You'll hear cops a lot of times in California say 245, or dispatch will say, we got a 245 in progress. That's assault with a deadly weapon. Anyway, in addition, on or about February 4th, received felony conviction in Monterey County. Wow, Superior Court, for inflicting corporal injury on a spouse. Oh my God, we have to protect the single moms. In addition to CPC 273.5. Okay, oh shit, I'm at 30 minutes, man. An individual with initials MP, man, you freaking initial dudes. MP and TS, ruin it for everybody. At the address Santa Cruz, was also listed as a recipient. According to this, how did they get all these guys' addresses information? Oh, I forgot. When they did a warrant, a blanket warrant, they got everybody's info who bought one of these. So basically, the federal government just did a backdoor to gun registration, and now they have everybody's address and name who owns a gun. Perfect. You notice they're not mentioning all the people who lawfully and legally. Well, Rick, maybe it was just an accident and they just happened on these two and they didn't check all the legal people. Yeah, that's because you're an idiot and you want to defend government like a freaking idiot. According to MP, he was 18 years old when item was shipped. Under 18, Title 18, it is unlawful for an FFL to sell or deliver under the age of 21, based on my training and experience. Based on your training and experience. Woo, man, a lot of training and experience. RP, we got another guy? RP, PS, whatever. BS, is there a guy with initials BS? Oh, I'm sorry, that was Special Secret Super Sacred Agent BS. Okay, I got it. According to his criminal history, the state of Illinois disqualifies person. RP's criminal records show that he was received multiple felony violations. More felony violations than the convicted felon that you gave a gun and had him put together in the ATF office? Did he have more felony convictions than him? Well, that doesn't matter, Rick. These people can't do it. We can do it. Oh, okay, I forgot. Was convicted of Cook County Court. Was also convicted of court crime violation. Okay, yeah. We got it. He's a criminal. Additional, the initials TJ. TJ was my high school. Thomas Jefferson. TJ. Dallas, Texas. Anyway, at the address, TJ used to be the TJ Rebels. And then people were upset and they were offended. So then they changed it to the TJ Patriots. I don't know what they are now. But the Patriots is probably offensive too nowadays. And just because he has an initial in my high school, they should probably go investigate my high school because somehow the high school is probably involved in this. But I digress. I'm just trying to tie the pieces together for you pesky people on the jury. An address in Salisbury, recipient by build, tracking details, so UPS, Nevada, Maryland. Okay, I got it. TJ, PJ, and BS all got guns. According the younger of the two individuals, 18 years old. Yep. Okay, you proved your case. He didn't do a good enough check. Under your license, operating under your license that you allowed him to have and operate, he did all this. Even though you knew he was doing it and you never stopped it. You put all the guns in the streets and now you're going to say it's his fault. Even though you, in my opinion, had an obligation and a duty to stop people from receiving these. And you didn't. You allowed him to operate under your license that he paid for, and he paid to you, and you took his money, and then you didn't stop him when he was breaking the rules. Perfect. Also, based on my training, experience, and knowledge, I know it's possible to do a bill I tolerate under false names. Well, no shit. Who doesn't know that? Based on my review of the records, it appears Prohibited sells directly to customers, also sells large quantities of a product on a wholesale basis to businesses. So, one business, FF Firearms, located in California, according to records between April 29 who has a federal firearm. So here's another business that you issued a firearms license to, ATF, and that you let them operate under your license that they pay you for, and now you're saying he shouldn't be getting these guns? Is that what you're saying? I mean, I don't even know what you're saying now, because you're just throwing so much shit in here that basically you just want to convict these people for every crime that was ever committed with a gun because you didn't tell them they were doing something wrong and you want to take their FFL, I guess. I think you just wanted to get a warrant for every one that was stolen so you could do a backdoor registration on people buying these guns. Our sponsors and shooters trained. Rob Gorman explains 80% lower kits are high demand right now. Well, no shit. Why wouldn't they be? Everybody wants a gun. You people don't let felons have guns. I don't have a problem with a felon having a gun. He's done his time. What happened to doing your time and being a productive member and letting loose? If he's good enough to let out, why are we saying he's good enough to let out, but we can't let him have a gun? If he's that dangerous he can't have a gun, why ain't he back in prison? I mean, the federal firearm position or felony rule is bullshit. It's just another backdoor gun control deal to get less people to have guns. So now convicted felons get out, they try to go straight, and they can't defend their home, they can't defend their wife or kids. Even if they get a good job and go the straight and narrow, they're screwed for life that they can't have a gun. Well, guess what? Liberals love that, and federal law enforcement loves that because they want it to where only they have guns and none of you pesky citizens have it. Has prohibited, okay, oh, we got another one. Since 2010, has prohibited the manufacture of handguns in California. All firearms have a unique serial number. All right, whatever. Surveillance of the subject premises on 20 subject parental line Nevada Property Assessor's webpage. Owned by Primar 80. The property was held current. Okay, so where are we? The records show. So now I guess he's kind of connecting the residents to make sure. We would do this normally through indicia on our warrant, is we grab a power bill and say, hey, the power is listed to this company under this name. And, you know, the water bills and the trash bills under this person and this company under this address. That's how we would tie it. I'm thinking that he's trying to tie that together now. ATF Task Force Officers, TFO Michael Stewart. TFO. What is a TFO? Oh, he's a task force officer. Sorry. ATF Special Secret Agent Super Special Task Force Officer, Special SSA TFO Michael Stewart conducted surveillance of the subject premises. TFO Stewart took photographs and made videos of the structure in the parking lot based on my review of the photographs, video, and Google satellite imagery. The subject premises is a gray tan building. Okay, so now he's kind of defining on where they're going to do the search warrant. The main interest appears to be double glass doors. Approximately 25 vehicles were in the parking lot. In addition, what appear to be multiple. On or about December 4th, 25, TFO Stewart returned to the subject. As he drove through the parking lot, TFO Stewart saw a white Dodge Ram parked near the entry doors of the subject. It was the only passenger vehicle parked at the business. As he continued through the lot, he saw through the window a woman sitting at the desk inside the office. TFO Stewart then exited the parking lot, drove up the street where he could watch the vehicles arriving at subject premises. At approximately 5:49 a.m., another vehicle pulled in. Wow, they're at work early trying to make a living. Into the parking lot. Of the subject premises. Approximately 4 other additional vehicles arrived in the course of 15 minutes. Okay? There is no more traffic into the parking lot until approximately 6:54 when vehicles began arriving again. From that time until 7:58, approximately 13 more vehicles. What are you, freaking? Are you the count from Sesame Street? You out there counting vehicles? Is that your job? Are you kidding me? Training experience of a subject offense. From my training and experience and the collective experience of me and my ATF special super special agents who specialize firearm investigations, I am aware of the following. What are you aware of? Individuals and businesses who possess regular purchase of firearms, such as enthusiast collectors and dealers, both in the black markets, ooh, that must mean he's doing something illegal, and legitimate markets, and FFLs, generally maintain records of their firearm transactions, including receipt certificates, blah, blah, blah. All right, great. FFLs generally maintain in the business records. Okay, so now he's trying to justify what evidence he's going to find at the premises. These records maintain physical. Business generally maintain additional records regarding business operations. These records include blah, 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 blah. Financial records will also be maintained at their business. Individuals who regularly deal and collect with firearms store these firearms at their residence. Now they're trying to connect that we can need to search their residence as well as their business because they can handle both at both places. Firearms and limited damage to goods. I know that individuals that engage firearm manufacturing and sales store firearms and components at various stages of their company at their residence and places of business, or in their vehicles, or within workshops, or within warehouses, garage. So now they want to be able to say, the reason why I want to search all home, residence, place of business, vehicles, workshops, etc., because in my experience, people keep things. So, I mean, this is standard language to justify why you want to search and why you expect to find something in the places that you're searching. Manufacturing devices, based on my training experience, discussion including computerized machines, CNC machines, firearm parts, firearm manufacturers, Firearm dealers manufacturing utilize computers, iPads. Now they're going to justify why they need to seize all their computers, hard drives, thumb drives, disk, whatever, all their financial records. Basically shut them down on a business, put everything in evidence. Firearm dealers manufacturing blah, 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 phone numbers, okay? So they want to get all their records so they can have another list of everybody they sold to, which is another way to backdoor registration and to ensure that lawful people who are buying guns thinking they're dealing with a business has the government now searching their shit and knowing that they have guns. But that's okay, Rick. I'm sure the government would never use that information against anybody, and it's just to help us and keep us safe. Of course it is. Based on my training experience, digital evidence. Oh, shit, I'm at 40 minutes. All right, gotta make... All right, well, in that there going next. Part 5 is next, I think.